All right, welcome back, everyone, for a new episode of the Wednesday Watch List. This is my weekly look ahead to all the new books coming out this new comic book Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025. So I'm going to give you a rundown on my top picks, my pull list, variants, and things coming out, and basically everything you need to be aware of before you go to your shop to pick up your new books this week. Hopefully you're enjoying this series as well as everything else here on the channel. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure that you like, you subscribe, you hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. And if you want to see this week's rundown, don't worry. I'll be back right after this short little break. All right, so we'll start off this week as we now do every week with my top of the stack. This is the top of the pile stuff that I can't wait to get a hold of. First, when I get my new books, you kind of shuffle them around in order and put them in order of how well you want to read them. You know what I mean? I don't know if everybody else does that, but that's what I do. Anyway, top of the stack type of stuff. I'm getting all tongue-tied tonight for some reason or another, but we got an interesting list this week as one of my favorite books going right now has a new release coming out this week, and that is Batgirl. So Batgirl number 9. The hunt is on. I've enjoyed this series from beginning up until now. I'm still on board, and I've never been a huge Batgirl fan, but this series has been great as far as I'm concerned. So I'm in for more. I like the cover A, but I'm telling you, for my money, I'm probably grabbing this VHS cassette looking, tape for the B cover here. I like it. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, it looks like an old school VHS. I'm a kid of the 80s, so I remember VHSs. So this hits a chord with me. And if you want, there is a Gotham City Sirens cover here as well, because there is a special starting up this week as well over at DC. But with that, this is definitely the first book in my pile that I can't wait to read this week. Now, as far as order goes on the rest of these 5 books that I put at the top of my pile, I could switch up the order. It really doesn't matter all that much, but I do really want to read the next installment of Absolute Green Lantern. It's different. It's unique. I'm curious how they're going to continue with this storyline, like kind of fitting in all these GLs in this town that's kind of segregated from the world, and it is interesting. So I'm kind of curious of how they're going to keep this thing going. But for now, issue 4 coming out this week. Cover A, we got a B cover here, not bad. I mean, Hal Jordan's the Black Hand. That's kind of interesting. We've got a C cover here. We even have a nice 1 in 25 that I like. And then we'll take that B cover, take some of the extra little bits off, and there's our 1 in 50 if you want to go and pay the 1 in 50 incentive route for something like this. I don't think it's needed. I don't think you have to. But, hey, if you want, you can generally find these for pretty cheap if you want to go that route. Now, this series, this is here mostly for the covers because I still need to catch up on reading. But I do kind of want to plan on catch up on reading because it's been a while, and I like to read this in chunks. So I'm going to read this next run of G.I. Joe Real American Hero. We got Joe Ninjas versus Cobra Mutants. I mean, what more do you need, right? So got to catch up on a few issues, but I am looking forward to reading this because we got Storm Shadow front and center. You got Dawn Marino right there, the second Snake Eyes, if you will. But this cover is fun, the Andy cover. There is a black and white version of it you can get as the B cover, but really the prize of this bunch is that negative space 1 in 10. I've loved this entire run of negative space 1 in 10s they've had with Scarlet. We had Cobra Commander, you had Snake Eyes, we had a Stalker in there as well. I'm happy to see Storm Shadow added to this list, and it looks really cool. So this is one of those 1 in 10s I think you should keep an eye on this week because I think it will be probably pretty popular. With that said, the next book in my top of the stack type of stuff is a one-shot series, this issue of Sisterhood, a Hyde Street story. Now, it's a spin-off of Hyde Street, if you will, but we've seen the spin-offs before, and I actually like them. I like the anthology aspect of the entire Hyde Street, storyline, and I like how we're following different characters here and there, so I'm in for this. So looking forward to this one-shot issue with, lifelong friends Sophie and Violet, and we got the tarot cards, Sisterhood. I'm interested. Cover A is pretty cool with the creepy face. You got the little difference between the veil there. We got a B cover here that has Mr. X-Ray there. That's kind of fun. And then we do have a C cover option here as well. So pick whichever one that you like. I'm probably going to go with the A. Maybe I'll get the B, but any one of these will probably do. And if you really want to go for it, there is a 1 in 20 incentive as well, which is kind of nice. I do like this, but I don't know if I need to go the incentive route for this book. I'm fine just getting a regular cover and reading it, because that's where the true value is for me. Is I like reading this story. This is one of my favorite reads out there right now. So between this and Batgirl, it's gonna be a good week. And then you got Absolute Green Lantern so far on with like a little bit of a cherry on top. I'm good with that. So moving on from there, the next book that I got for you that I'm kind of really looking forward to, surprisingly, was a book that I had a taste test last month. And I wanted to catch up on Thor before the end. And now we have the end. So I just kind of want to follow up on the kind of cliffhanger they left us on in that last issue and see how this thing wraps up before we get a brand new Thor series in the future, because we know we're going to get. But for now, let's see how the Immortal Thor run ends with issue 25. This is cover A, Alex Ross. Not bad. And then I showed you already, they do have a connecting cover set with these B covers. This is the third of this Even an Immortal Can Die storyline. So boom, boom, boom. There are the three together. And there is an incentive if you want to go that route as well. Pretty cool by Greg Land. It's almost like a statue with thorns. All that said, I'm fine with the Ross. Probably just going to grab the Ross and I'm good to go just to read it. Now, that's the stuff I have on the top of the stack for this week. Again, it's a little light, but I mean, it's a little light to begin the new month of July. So you'll see that as we go through the rest of this show, as we might actually come in under an hour this time, which is my target. With that said, this is stuff I'm definitely getting top of the pile, but what about the rest of the pile? So let's get into the rest of my pull list here. And there's a few here, a few more titles we still got to get through that I do really want to read. It's just that's the top stuff. This is the rest of the stuff. Starting off with bouncing back to a series I'd forgotten about for a while, and that was Arcbound out of Dark Horse. This is that Tom Hardy series that he's writing with Scott Snyder. We're coming back for a new story arc here. So issue 5 is kicking off a new arc, so I'm in for it. Cover A here. We got a B cover option as well as a C cover option. So pick whichever one that you like. They're all pretty good. I'm fine with any of them, but I think I just pre-ordered just the A because it doesn't all that matter that much to me because I want to read this. It's not so much about the cover in this case. With that said, a lot of cover options on our next book. This is Justice League Kong versus Godzilla 2 or whatever. I know there's a lot going on there. A lot of fun covers here as well. This is the cover A for it. I mean, we've got those Peacemaker and like the Suicide Squad down below, and you got Kong fighting off there. A lot of good stuff going on in this. I mean, shouldn't say good stuff, but a lot of crazy stuff, which comics can be fun. And we can go with these crazy storylines. We're mixing characters from different genres and mediums, etc. So I like this kind of stuff. But anyway, cover A here. A lot of covers, very similar in tone as you're going to get Godzilla or Kong fighting a bunch of heroes and slash villains. So here's a B cover for you. Kind of fun. We got the Harley taking a, well, I can't say a selfie because it looks like Lizard Hands has the, well, I guess that's Killer Croc has the camera. I don't know. Point being, there's an option. We've also got an option here with more of these villains. You got King Shark, and I guess that's Enchantress out back there. You got Mothra flying in the background and Cheetah. Plenty of fun stuff here, including a connecting cover set by Alan Qua, I think, is doing this set. This is the B cover with Rodan flying there in the background. And this connects up with last issue's connecting cover set, which was this one. You can see here, boom, boom. So got Godzilla with Soups, and now we got Rodan connecting in there. We'll see how this thing builds out as the miniseries continues. But with all of that, there is a 1 in 25 incentive by Kevin Maguire that's all right. But I don't know if I need this. You got Wonder Woman, you got Kong. Cool. Pick it up if you really like it. With that, Bitterroot. Bitterroot issue 4 of 5. Again, I'm still going to catch up on reading these, but I'm just kind of waiting for all 5 to be out. And I'm just going to read them in one run because that's how I did it the first few arcs of Bitterroot before. So I'll probably just do that again at this point. But connecting cover set, I'll show you the whole thing when it's all done on the cover A's. There are some incentives here. Here is one incentive that you want to keep an eye on. This is a Maria Wolf, which is sold out in a lot of places, and it's already starting to sell for a little bit of a premium, so it might be one just to keep an eye on. I probably should have put the keeping an eye on that Storm Shadow book as well, but between Storm Shadow and this one, these are 1 in 10s, easy to qualify incentives that you might be able to find at your shops. Just something to keep, like I said, keep an eye on it because I've already seen 1 or 2 of these sell for $25, and that seems to be the minimum asking price on this. Granted, there is another 1 in 10 for this by Mark Allred. So here's the other 1 in 10 cover that you should probably watch, But right now, I did see one listed for this of still $10, so you can still get one at ratio. And then other asks are looking for $25. So for whatever reason, the Maria Wolf one went for more. Who knows what's going to happen with this other one in 10? Just something to be mindful of. That's all. With that said, Amazing Spider-Man continuing their run. We got, what is this? Hellgate. Hellgate is this baddie. Issue 7. Multiple covers here. A lot of Black Cat on these covers, which is good. If you like Black Cat, we've got cover A. We got a cover B option here. Lee Bermejo giving us an awesome option here. I really like this one. Then we got a 1 in 25 incentive if you want to go that route by Simone Bianchi. I think I'm saying it right. Close, if not. There's our 1 in 25, and then we'll bring back that JR, which is not my favorite, but I guess it's all right. That'll be our 1 in 100 if you want that virgin version, but I don't think the trade dress hurts it at all. So if you like it, just get the trade dress. But really, I'm grabbing the Bermejo and calling it a day. With that said, Daredevil is also coming out this week. I got to keep getting my Daredevil books as well. So we got JR doing double duty on these covers. And yeah, Daredevil fighting the mushroom guys from Last of Us, I guess. I don't know. Again, I got to catch up on my Daredevil. I'm honest with you. This is a title I'm behind on, but I'm going to keep getting it anyway. It's still part of my pull list because I'm not letting my Daredevil run break. But with that said, more of the black suit here on the B cover as well, which is a bit better cover by Ricky Agawa, in my opinion. So I'm probably going to grab the B over the A, but either will really do. Neither really stand out over the other, to be honest. But yeah, you pick your favorite. With that, I'm surprised I put this back on my pull list, but you know what? I kept saying on the fence, I don't like continuing reading these solo stories of Wolverine. I know, I say it week after week after week, and then I go and buy it anyway. So you know what? For now, I'm still, for whatever reason, on board Ultimate Wolverine. Regular Wolverine, I've already dipped. I'm already out. I lost interest. I'm not as interested after that big 400 issue. And then all those crossovers with Deadpool, and also not for me. Crossovers with Spider-Man, don't need those either. But Ultimate Wolverine, they still got me kind of hooked as we're getting Ultimate Magic, and I just kind of, I don't know. I'm still on board for a little bit longer on this one. So put it here on my pull list. You got a nice cover A option here. Pretty cool Perillo here on the B cover. And then there is a solid 1 in 25 option if you want to go that route as well. I'm fine. I'm probably going to get the Perillo in this case, but get whichever one you like. Also, got to just continue my X-Men run here. So X-Men 19, got to keep this rolling here. Doug Ramsey, Heir to Apocalypse. I still don't love that choice as the Heir to Apocalypse, but hey, we'll see how this storyline rolls out and how it continues to grow from there. But with that being said, we could just keep this thing rolling here with the cover A option that you got, as well as a Godtail on the B cover featured Warlock, which is pretty cool, actually. Looks very similar to that Iron Man we got last week. Just a lot of the lightning effects and whatnot, kind of muddy in the waters a bit, but I still kind of like it. Then there's a pretty fun 1 in 25 with Juggernaut on it, with him breaking up. I like it when the trade dress gets involved in the action, so I always catches my eye when I see the X-Men logo getting crushed. So that's kind of fun on a 1 in 25. Granted, I'm still not going to probably buy the incentive on this, but it is kind of fun to see, as is that Godtail getting the virgin treatment for the 1 in 50. This one actually fills out the page, so losing the trade dress actually, it doesn't affect it negatively, adding the trade dress, but at the same time, the image stands pretty well on its own without it. So I kind of like the virgin in this situation, but that's the 1 in 50. Now, that's all I got for on my extra pull list. There's still more books that I'm going to be getting as we go through the rest of the segments on the show. But for now, I want to take a second to remind any of you out there who haven't tried Whatnot yet, use my link down below, sign up and get yourselves a free $15 to spend on whatever you want with whomever you want. No strings attached. You help out the channel. You get yourself $15 to make your first purchase on whatever you like. Comics, toys, sneakers, whatever they got on there. Whatnot has a lot of products apart from comics. So $15 on your first purchase just for giving it a try if you haven't already. Now, from there, speaking of giving things a try, I'm going to turn this into our viewer recommends portion of the show. So, viewer recommendations. What do our viewers recommend us this week? Well, nothing specific from this last show or anything coming out this week that were recommended by our viewers, but we do have something that I did throw out there a week or so ago in one of our last shows, and that was about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and saying how I'm not reading it right now, but you guys let me know if it's any good. And I got some feedback from a few of you. I mean, Meyer telling me, yeah, the Chase and Aaron run is good if I haven't checked it out. And then he also threw out Absolute Superman in there. And I said, all right, I just got to catch up on Supes, which I'm only a couple issues behind still, but just not a real big turtle guy. And I read the first issue of this new series. It was all right, but I just didn't stay on board because, again, I'm just not a turtle guy. But then I got some more comments saying Turtles is good. Turtles is good. We got Storm Shadow and another user there who also recommended it. So I said, you know what? 3 people saying check it out. So I decided to check it out. And this was a couple weeks ago. This came out on June 14th. So 2 weeks ago, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 9 is the issue I picked up just to read it. I didn't go backfill any of the story. So I just read this issue on its own. And I got to say, I liked it. I'm on board. I felt a little bit lost in the sense that I didn't know Mikey's got his own show apparently, and they're all kind of going their own ways. All I see is Donnie is captured. His brothers are going to go find him. All right, they got me hooked. I'm going to go back and I'm going to try read some more of this run by Jason Aaron. So thanks for the recommendation. And if any of you guys also want to give it a try, this one's still on shelves before we get the new issue in a couple of weeks. So by the time we get the new one in a couple of weeks, I'll probably pick that one up as well. But for now, I'm going to go try to pick up some of the older issues to kind of get some of that backstory to kind of fill it out to catch myself up before we get there personally. Now, with that said, what we do have new this week that I'm going to recommend on the blind. This is my blind picks part of the show. So I haven't read this yet. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but I'm going to pick it up. And you know what? It's probably going to be pretty good because of the creators involved. So I do put a lot of faith in writers and artists. So I'm hoping this one turns out all right. So for my blind pick this week, I decided to shift my focus over to Marvel. And say, okay, Marvel's going to be starting up a new run. Let's see what we got with a title I haven't read in a while, to be honest. To be fair, I haven't been on board with Cap since the Brubaker days. So keep that in mind. But Chip Zdarsky, and the art looks pretty good by Valerio Schiti. I don't know if I'm saying it right, so I'm going to want to say shitty. So, and I already did. That said, Cap coming back. New series starting up here. Legacy issue 772. Wow. But I like Chip Zdarsky, so let's see what he's got in store for Cap. I think this will probably be a good start, good read. We'll see how this first arc goes, and I'll see if I'm down for more Cap after this. But I'm going to pick up this issue 1. Might grab this Ben Harvey, which is pretty solid. Then we got some other options if you want those as well. We got this B cover here. We got a Frank Miller that I am not going to be getting. And I'm not doing a whole WTF section. I'm not going to pick on the man. It's just not good. Then there's also a blank, which I'd probably get the blank first. Then we also have this homage, which is the first in a whole new set of variants that maybe I'll build out a whole segment, but they're only going to be 1 per month. So I don't know if I need to do that. And that's USA 250th anniversary homage, because yes, next year will be 250 in 2026. We'll be celebrating it's not bicentennial because we got 50 on there. So bison 50th centennial. I don't know how you would say it, but 250th next year in July of 2026. So starting us off here, we got this Captain America cover where you got Hulk, you got Spidey, and you got Cap. And you'll see what this references in a minute because there's another variant that this calls back to. But there is also a Villalobos cover here with Cap saying his goodbyes as he's just dropping out of the back of a plane. It's kind of fun, but awkwardly posed. I know what they're going for. It's just not my favorite. It's just the way that he's leaning back. And there's something real stiff about it. I don't know. Just not my favorite. But there is a 1 in 10. You want to go the design route? We got a 1 in 10. There is also a 1 in 25. Not bad. We got Cap throwing a shield straight at us. We got a flag in the background. Almost looks like the stage of Patton. That's kind of cool. We got a Hidden Gems 1 in 50 that it's okay. I mean, it's a JR. He's just standing there in a cloud. I don't know. It's there. The other 1 in 50 is that calendar. I didn't say calendar, but that's what it is. It's the 1976 calendar, the Mighty Marvel bicentennial calendar. And you can see there, you got the classic Spidey, Hulk, and Cap doing the classic, American thing with the, the little drummer boy. You got the flute, etc. So cool. That's the one, another one of the 1 in 50s. And then for whatever reason, we're gonna make the Frank Miller Virgin 1 in 100, and you can see more of these crazy little. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Like, there's so many little pieces. Like, what did he do? Is this supposed to be glass? If so, why are there more pieces than would fit in one frame of glass? Like, what exactly did Cap jump his shield through? Was it an ice sculpture? I don't know what happened here. All I know is there's a lot of little squares and boxes and rhombuses and all kinds of shapes just piled on top of each other. And again, way too many pieces. There's no negative space in between all the pieces, so they can't even appear to form anything. So I don't know what that is. But then we also have a 1 in 200, which I guess is nice that we have a virgin version of the Villalobos, which again, it's cool, but it's just something off about it. There's just something, it's just too posed and stiff for him to be dropping out of the plane, I guess. I don't know. It's just not hitting the right spot for me. But with that said, we're going to move on, and I want to take a moment to remind any of you that need supplies, use my code RENA10 over at BCW to get your bags, your boards, your long boxes, your short boxes, your CGC boxes, top loaders, pages for your cards, top loaders for your cards, basically anything to keep your comics or collectibles safe. BCW's probably got a product, and if you're going to be buying supplies like that anyway, you might as well save yourself money while you do it. Use my code RENA10 for 10% off your entire order. Just 10% off the whole thing just by typing in RENA10. You help out the channel, you get yourself a discount. Really nothing to lose there as well. With that said, continuing on now with the show, we're going to go into big storylines that are running through comics that we can kind of keep tabs on. And one of the bigger arcs and events going on right now still is One World Under Doom, which has been hit and miss for me throughout the run so far. And this week we just have one tie-in project, no core title, no core storyline title, but the Avengers issue this week does tie in. So that's what we got to look at. And we're talking about Avengers issue 28. So here we go. We got the Storm team with Cap and T'Challa and Captain Marvel, etc. So cool. They're still at odds with Doom. And we got covers for you. Cover A. Cover B there, focused in on Black Panther. Kind of cool. See, fan, so got my hat on. I do like this cover with the A and then all the faces inside. You got Wanda in there as well. I don't know. It's kind of a nice little framing thing to put the big Avengers A there. And then we do have a 1 in 50, which will take that T'Challa spotlight and just make that a virgin version, as we've been seeing. And there you go. 1 in 50. Now, another sort of ongoing storyline throughout Marvel has been all these one-shots focused in on Godzilla versus Marvel, and Godzilla will be facing all of Marvel very soon, but one more one-shot facing off one solo hero before we get there. This time out, we will be looking at Godzilla versus Thor. So here we go. Godzilla versus Thor. You got the God of Thunder, the lightning all hitting there. You got Godzilla. Could be cool. Hopefully it's cool. These one-shots have been very disappointing as a whole. A couple of them had some nice moments in them, but realistically, nothing has really felt really good or worth it for this whole event. But I'm hoping, because I am a big Godzilla fan. I love Godzilla, you see. I got my big 20-inch Shogun Warrior Godzilla behind me. But with that, cover A, we've got a bunch of covers here, all pretty solid. This is a pretty nice one by Gist. Kind of like that. We do have an homage to go back to. So this is Godzilla versus Thor, which is a callback to that King of Monsters run. Here's the original cover that this is an homage to, if you will. This is from issue 7, where he fought the Red Ronin, a book we talked about on Dollar Bin Digging not that long ago, because Red Ronin showed up again in, was it Weapon X-Men a month or two ago? So that's pretty cool. So you see, pretty well done, 1 for 1. I mean, not exactly, but close enough. Then we do have another one of those fight covers. So you got the fight, Clash of the Titans. I do like this one as well. I like the yellow and the fight kind of thing. It's kind of fun. We got a foil. If you want to go foil here with Bagley. So there you go there. And then this is kind of a fun one where you got the head and then the face off in between. Yeah, I don't know. It's not bad. So we got that one. And then we have what looks like an homage, but it's not. It's just like in spirit. We got a Bradshaw, I believe, on this one. So that was also pretty fun. And then we have yet another one. We got a Simonson. Look at all these options, all these covers. So we got a Simonson cover here as well as a 1 in 25 option, which is very close to the Simonson in the way that it's laid out with Godzilla and the Thor down in front. And not to be outdone, we will go back to the Simonson for the 1 in 100, as that is our Virgin 1 in 100 that Marvel decided to give us. So there you go. Godzilla versus Marvel continues with Thor this week. Now, we'll move on to the books that I'm on the fence about. Not quite sure if I want to keep going with them. This is a book that I decided to pick up again a couple issues ago and been reading it, but I don't know how long I want to keep going on this. And this is kind of a tie-in. I was reading it more as an extension of picking up Batgirl to kind of see what's going on with more of the team aspect, and that was with Birds of Prey, which hasn't been bad by any stretch, but again, the amount of books that I'm picking up, I can't keep up with everything. So for right now, yeah, so it's been okay with the whole Big Barda. We went missing for a bit there. It's okay, but I don't know if I'm going to keep up long term. So this one for me is on the fence right now. So here we go with the cover A option. We got Big Barda here on that B, and then we've got a pretty cool Batgirl there with all the missing posters with Big Barda on them. I like that one. That's actually a pretty fun cover. And then we do have a 1 in 25 design cover. I think that's by is it Ryan Gonzalez? I think it's Ryan. I was going to say Rainbow, but I don't know if it's the same. Anyway, doesn't matter. But this is the only book I'm on the fence about this week. I just don't know if I'm going to keep up with Birds of Prey long term or not. I mean, they're at 23, so I'm expecting probably big to-dos with 25. So maybe I'll hang on through 25 and then see where it goes from there. I don't know. But with all that said, I can't get everything. And despite the fact that I can't get everything, there are a lot of books we still want to keep up with, kind of broad strokes purposes to know what's kind of going on. Just because they kind of tie in with other things we might be reading, etc. So, and plus there might be titles out there you guys are reading that I'm just personally not. And I want to kind of cover some of that stuff too. So now we're going to go to the on the rack section. So outside of all the things on my list, here are some other books that will be on the racks when you go to your shop this Wednesday, even though I may not be personally picking these up. Let's take a look at what we got going here. Starting off with our first option here over on DC. I don't know. This is kind of a fun series. I probably should have picked this up, but this Batman 89, following the Michael Keaton Batman storyline and kind of continuing it from there, I probably should have been picking this up. There's a lot of really nice covers on this run, and it is coming to an end apparently here, this Echo series with this 6th issue. So I don't know. Maybe I missed out here. If any of you out there have read this, please let me know. Maybe I'll pick up the trade or something like that to give it a read. But here's the cover A, and then for the cover B, we got the old school Bat logo, which I never really liked. Just too many of the thingies at the bottom. I never liked too many things. I like just the one straight down, personally. But those are your two covers. Venom. Said it before, not a huge Venom guy. Dip in, dip out, often. Not loving the MJ as Venom as a whole, so I haven't been picking up this issue. I mean, this is where Al Ewing's going with it, but I don't know. It's just doesn't interest me. That's all. Personal thing. If it's a good read, I get it. Maybe I'll go back and catch up on this eventually, but for now, it's just not something I need. I feel I need to get right now. But I know a lot of people are enjoying the series, so I'll keep it in here just to kind of keep tabs on what's going on with our cover A option here. We've got a pretty cool MJ cover here by, I think it's Fan Yang doing this one. I like this 1 in 25 a lot with her inside the Venom head. I know it's not a traditional like Venom look, but that's kind of why I like it. I don't know, just something about with the colors and the whole layout. I kind of like this 1 in 25. So there are your options on all new Venom for this week. If I miss some covers, it's because we'll see them later on in other segments. You guys should know that by now. Been doing this enough weeks, and if you've been watching for weeks, you know there's other segments, so we'll get to them. With that said, Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe one last time. Fingers crossed that that is a true statement, because I feel like we've seen this series 3 or 4 times by now. Maybe I'm wrong and it's only been 2, but then 1 was enough. That's all I'm saying. Punisher did it. Now Deadpool's doing it multiple times. I mean, even Punisher got to do it more than once, I guess. But whatever. Just not for me. That's all. It's just a series. It's not written for me. I don't have a lot of interest in it. But if you guys like it, cool. I mean, I think it's Colin Bunn doing this. All right, that's not bad. We've got Deadpool there, who apparently has the powers of the Fantastic Four, like he's a Super Skrull all of a sudden on this cover. And we got a B cover here with Thor busting his face in. That's kind of fun. Even if the art's not my favorite by Declan Shalvey. Then we do have a 1 in 25 option here if you want to go that route. Also, a pretty busted up Deadpool, sword in the mouth, running away from all these heroes. But I thought he was going to kill them all. I guess I need to read it to know what's going on. Nah, it's all right. I'm not going to bother. But with that said, let's move on to the next title that I wasn't planning on getting, but some of you just can't get enough of these mashup characters. So, Helverine. Let's take Wolverine, take Ghost Rider. Boom, we'll mash him up. And not only that, let's have him face another mashup of Hell Hulk. Cool. I guess Hell Hulk's a mashup, or it's just a Demon Hulk. I don't know. I didn't bother to keep up with trying to read this thing. I remember getting the spoiler cover, but I still have yet to sit down and read that thing because honestly, it just didn't appeal to me too much. But, you know, sometimes we can have silly things. And if this is fun silliness, I'd love to hear it. But to me, I feel like it's probably going to read like it's trying to be serious and it's just going to fall flat. But it doesn't matter. Issue 8's coming out. Cover A. There's a B cover here, which is kind of cool with the claws going up into Hell Hulk's face. But I don't know. But it's coming out. So keep an eye on that if you want it. Grimm over at Boom is another one of those titles. It got a lot of interest, got a lot of heat coming out of the gate. It seemed interesting, seemed kind of cool, following the heels of Something is Killing the Children. And I just couldn't keep up. So this one's at issue 23 by now, which it's actually been out. Seems like it should be higher as far as numbers go, but it's still one I've been out on a while. So cover A, not bad. Looks like we got David Bowie here from Labyrinth on cover B. I want to know what's going on there. I do like Dan Panosian, as you guys know. So this cover here I'm getting it. So maybe with getting this, I might crack it open and read it and see how Grimm is going these days because I'm getting the Panosian cover. Because, like I said, I'm a Dan Panosian fan. So I'm definitely getting this one. There are versions of some of these covers, like our David Bowie being our 1 in 10. If we take all that trade dressy stuff off, we'll go back to the Panosian as well. Take the trade dressy stuff off of there, and there's our 1 in 20, which is also pretty nice. I don't know if I need to get that. I think I'm fine with the trade dress, but at the same time, this is really nice. It's really nice without it because the trade dress does kind of obscure her axe in the top of the picture, even part of her head. So maybe, I don't know. Then there is also a 1 in 25 option here too. So demon creature, whatever, big scythe, cool. With that, that's other stuff that's on the rack that are ongoing things out there. Apart from that, we still have new number ones for the week, of which there are a number of interesting ones coming not only from the big two, but outside that as well. So let's take a look at some new number one issues coming out this week that might interest you. Books that we might not have caught. I mean, I've already did the Hyde Street book and Cap 1. So there are other number ones outside of those. And when that Thor Godzilla is technically a new number one as well. But apart from that, I kind of teased this earlier with the Gotham City Sirens variant, but Gotham City Sirens Unfit for Orbit is starting a new mini that's running through July. It's kind of replacing as far as I understand it, it's replacing the Harley, Poison Ivy, Catwoman books for the month. So you're not going to get your fill on those books until this is done. So Gotham City Sirens Unfit for Orbit, Dodson giving you a nice cover A. We got a cover B option here as well. Not bad. They're all voguing or doing some sort of a Wednesday dance, I guess, here on this cover. Then we have a connecting cover that's beginning. Again, I'll show you the whole thing when it's done. I'll show you it as it builds out, I guess, as well. But here is the Gillum March. We have a regular version of it as well as a virgin foil version. We'll take all that stuff off. Yeah, it'll be shiny foil. That'll connect as well. On top of that, we have an interesting 1 in 25, which looks like a very detailed portrait with a lot of filigree and what have you there on the frame, which is kind of nice. I like that. Don't love the cover as a whole, but I do like the decorations. It's a lot of detailed work. I can appreciate that. With that said, Marvel has decided to collect some other stuff for you. I don't know why they do this. I guess it's a nice way for them to just add cash into their pockets, but here we go. Marvel Zero. What do they got here for us? Guess what? They're going to reprint Free Comic Book Day books and then charge us $7 for it. Okay. Free Comic Book Day 2025, the Spidey, Ultimate Universe book, as well as the Fantastic Four X-Men book. Put those two together, 2 free comic book day books, charge $7. If you can get away with it, I guess go for it. There's one cover. Then we have incentives, like a 1 in 25 by Humberto Ramos, which is actually kind of nice. I kind of like this cover, actually. Good team shot. I like Ramos's art. And then we do have a 1 in 100 as well. Also, not bad. But I don't think I need this book because I have the free comic book day books already. So why am I going to spend $7? Well, actually, way more than that on the incentives. Not going to do it. With that said, this made me really consider bringing back WTF because, man, why? Wolverines and Deadpools now. I'm going to let that sink in for a second while I take a drink of my Gatorade. Yep. Pluralize them both. Anything to sell comics, I guess, these days. I mean, I get it. I guess it's kind of a fun idea. You take Wolverine and his daughter, Laura Kinney, X-23. And then you got Deadpool's daughter, Ellie. I get it. But at the same time, I don't need to get this. But it's out there. But have fun. Have fun if you're into this. I think this is Ziegler doing this. And from something I read, this might be his finale for this story arc or whatever. Or this grouping, I guess. I don't know. Cover A option. And we got a B, which is pretty solid. Torrin Clark. Pretty solid cover. But I just don't think I really want this. Then again, maybe it's good. And if it's good, please tell me. It's just, I can't. I just don't think I can put this in my pile this week. Even though I just don't think I can do it. I don't know. With that said, I'm not going to do this, even though I do love Days of Future Past. But seriously, I mean, Uncanny X-Men, this is 104.5. It's like a radio station. But apparently, the rarest Chris Claremont X-Mont tale of all, finally available to the masses. Okay, I did know I missed one, but I guess I did. I don't know if I need to pay $8 for this book, though, because it's just collecting a bunch of other stuff, which I already have. So this reprints, and that's what this is. It's a repackaged reprint. I probably should have put it in the later printings, but I'll put it here in new number ones because it does have different stuff, I guess. Anyway, Marvel Paragon Collection, Chris Claremont, Uncanny X-Men 140 and a half. And then we have 141 and 142. So I guess kind of a precursor to Days of Future Past is what we're getting in this. And then reprinting Days of Future Past, which I already have. So, yeah. There is an A cover, and there is a B cover option. Pick which one you like, I guess. And then we also have X-Men Hellfire Vigil. So, I guess picking up the flag from where they were with the Hellfire Gala stuff, which admittedly is stuff I just did not keep up with reading. That was at a time I was just buying X-Men to keep my runs going, but I just couldn't bring myself to keep up with my reading because I just was disinterested at the time. Maybe I need to kind of catch up to see where we're going here because I don't know what this is all about personally. This era, like I said, it was at a time I was just buying the books just to put them in bags and boards and throw them in a box, throw them in my case here. But we're getting this $8. Oh, man, they're getting me with this one too. $8. Anyway, from the ashes, we're going to move on and give us a tease, I guess, of what's to come in the next year. Plenty of covers here with a cover A option. Then we got a Rose Besh here, which is kind of nice, but I wouldn't know this is an X-Men book. If I would have seen this without the trade dress, I would have no idea that that's supposed to be Emma. If it is, in fact, supposed to be Emma. I think it is. But point being, I wouldn't have known it. I probably would have questioned even this one, which is pretty cool. AKA Aka. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I do like this. But again, had I not had the X-Men logo, I might not know this is an X-Men book. With that, there is another cover option here. Cool. We got the whole group. Okay, now I see Wolverine and Magneto, etc. Now I know X book. But we'll go back to those other covers because we're going to take some trade dress off and sell you guys some virgins if you want to pay those prices with a 1 in 50 on the Rose Besh and a 1 in 100 here on the AKA, which, again, is pretty nice. I do like it. With that said, AWA, keep forgetting about them. They're still making comics over there. Artists, writers, and I forget what it all stands for. But they had a good run for a while. Remember, we had Year Zero and a lot of fun titles that were starting off, and now I feel like I've forgotten about them. But anyway, apparently, Charlemagne the God is giving us the Illuminati. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. $5. Dark conspiracy tale. I don't know much about this, but it's an homage cover, and we gotta have fun with that. It's an homage to that DMX album. And add the broken glass too, so I guess that's got something there. So that's cool. With that, I don't know. It's out there if you want to get it. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. It's part 1 of 5. But it's new #1, as is this Dune book. And I feel like I should read these Dune comics because I don't know much about the Dune books as a whole. I never read the Frank Herbert books. I always heard that they were kind of slow, and I know the connections to Star Wars, ripping off a lot of stuff, etc. Maybe also partly why I didn't want to read this stuff because I didn't want to see what George ripped off and then get all defensive about Star Wars since I love Star Wars. But I get it. I do really like both of the Dune movies out so far. So that's got me kind of interested. So we have a prequel series here coming out. Maybe I'll check this out. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like I might like it, but I never go and read these. You got to hit that point where do you want to cross medium? Your interest in like shows and movies that doesn't always connect to the comics, but maybe, who knows? That said, new #1 coming out. Don't want to spend too much time here on this. Cover A, we got a cover B option there. We're going to take some trade dress off of both of these and give you a virgin option and a 1 in 5 virgin option over here. So if you want to go for either of those, you can do that. And then we do have a 1 in 10 option as well, apart from those other 4 books. So yeah, that's what you got. Now, facsimiles. So facsimiles for this week, we don't have a lot for you. In fact, I've only got 1 book for you, but it's a nice one. It's a favorite of mine. This wraps up that Galactus arc. So we have Fantastic Four number 50, Silver Surfer right there on the cover. Love this thing because it's got Surfer right there. Pick this up if you don't have the other one because you need to get the whole thing. You got to get the whole arc. This run in particular, this Stan Lee Kirby run is one of the greatest, if not the greatest run of all time. Like this 12 issues they did where they gave us the Inhumans and they gave us Galactus and Silver Surfer. And then we got Black Panther like right after this. And we also got This Man, This Monster, I think was in there. Like it was like this 12-issue run in itself is phenomenal. So go get them if you don't have them already. If you can't afford the originals, the facsimiles are a cheaper and more affordable option to do so. So I recommend doing it. With that said, that's all for facsimiles. So let's move to later prints because we got a lot of these this week for one reason or another. Because somehow, some way, we've got other issues of these titles that we just got to keep pumping out printings of some of these books because I don't know who's missing out on these. But apparently some people don't have Batman Batman number 2. So Absolute Batman needs a 5th printing on number 2. Okay. We need a 3rd printing on all Absolute Superman number 2. We got all the number 1s last week. Remember? We got all those new number 1s last week. Now we're getting a whole bunch of number 2s. And that's what I feel like they're doing to us. They're taking a big number 2 right on my head. 3rd printing here of Absolute Soups. Wonder Woman, number 2. 4th printing because, again, I don't know why. I'm surprised we need to go to 4th print on Assorted Crisis events, but I do like this series. It is kind of interesting, this kind of one, almost like standalone issues, but a sort of a through line connecting them. Kind of like it. I'm surprised we're up to 4th printing, though. I have no idea why we need an 8th print of number 2 of Transformers, but we get in that too. It is a pretty cool cover, though. I kind of like the Optimus thing, but I don't know if I need an 8th printing of number 2 or a 6th printing of number 3, but they're giving them to us. As well as 2nd prints for number 18, which only just came out not that long ago. So yeah, and not only that, they give you your Autobot and your Decepticon versions of the seconds. So how you can possibly not be covered by now, I don't know. I do like this Pop Kill cover. Dave Johnson giving us this pretty fun 2nd print for Pop Kill, number 1. I like it, and they're also giving you a 2nd print sketch cover if you want to go get some sketches. Could be some interesting stuff you can get on this if you go to get commissions done at conventions. this could be a good book to get some fun commissions on with. You got that JSC doing her in the little wine bottle. You got that Hughes cover. Other artists can do their own renditions, is what I'm saying. Could be fun. We're also getting a third print of Daredevil Cold Day in Hell. I did like this. Good read so far. 2 out of 3 issues. Going to be wrapping up soon. So if you need to catch up, here's a third printing. Powerlift. In case you missed out on Powerlift, we're getting a second print for Miles number 33 with her right there on the cover, as well as a 1 in 25 incentive, which is a virgin version of that spoiler cover from when she shows up again. She just pops up. Look, in that, the regular cover is the only panel of her all hulked out or in her Powerlift form right there at the end of the issue. So don't go expecting some long build-up tail. But anyway, second print for this. It was popular for a minute there. Spider-Man and Wolverine apparently need a second print as well, because I guess we do. And we need a 1 in 25 for that one as well. So there you go. Cool. Not bad. It's a cover we already had, but we'll make it a virgin and resell it again, just like we're doing already by reselling this as a second print. Spider-Verse versus Venomverse. I don't know why we need this, but here we go. Second print of this, as well as a black and whitish version of this cover here for the 1 in 25, just because. Moving on. Let's get to our variants for the month. Again, it's the beginning of a new month. We're going to get a beginning of some new sets, but before we get to those, our ongoing, continuing iconic set by Todd Nauck. We're getting a new installment here with Green Goblin on this Green Goblin cover. Oh, sorry. Where is it? Where are you at? Green Goblin. There you are. Bring on the bad guys. Green Goblin number 1. Classic Goblin. Cool. Rivals, apparently. We're getting more Rivals covers because they can't not sell us design covers for these Rivals characters. It's been a while since I played this. I've actually got into playing Call of Duty. I guess Black Ops 6 because it's on free through Xbox, whatever, the monthly thing I pay for. So I've been playing Call of Duty, but maybe I should try Rivals again. But here we go with a Rivals cover. I don't know if this is going to be part of a new set, but there was one, and it was specifically a Rivals NetEase cover. Focused it on Cap 1. So if it is going to be a whole new segment with a whole new Rivals designs, I will put them here. If it's a one-off and I made a mistake, sorry. Even though Bring on the Bad Guys ended last month with all of the covers, so we had all those different various covers for Bring on the Bad Guys, there are still one-shots coming. So I'm keeping this, and I'm probably going to pivot this now earlier following that Godzilla stuff and the one World Under Doom area of the show, because I'm still going to get these. And this is these connecting one-shots for Bring on the Bad Guys. This time out, it is going with that Goblin book. We just got teased with the Todd Nauck iconic cover. So here we go. Bring on the Bad Guys, Green Goblin. Pretty cool Lee Bermejo cover here on the cover A. Good enough for me. I'm down for this. I kind of wish there was a virgin option to this, but you know what? They're not giving it to us, surprisingly. Right? Like, can you believe it? They're not going to do it. When they should do it, they're not doing it. But we got a B cover option here with him holding a lot of pumpkin bombs. Then we got Sister Sorrow. I mean, Sister. Remember that show? Anyway, Sister Sorrow, who was kind of interesting in the Doom book. So I guess she's going to be like the through line character here as we go on continuing this hunt for these, what do you call it? MacGuffins. I forget it. What are these little daggers? Little daggers are collecting now. You need 5 daggers or something to break reality. Whatever it is. It's a MacGuffin. It's the thing that will put our villains all against each other. I don't care about all that. I do kind of like the idea of just reading a story about bad guys every now and then. So I'm kind of on board for that. Even with a cheesy setup. I'm good with that. Anyway, this is the Derek Chu cover with Sister Sorrow. We got a Miguel Mercado, just spotlighting our Goblin. We've got a 1 in 25, another Nuff Said homage by Greg Land. Greg Land after FF112. Thank you. For those who didn't know, that's what this is. And we will once again show it to you because they did it on the Doom book. Now we'll see it again here with Goblin and Spidey. Yeah, cool. Enough said. Then we have a 1 in 50, which is a version of that Sister Sorrow cover. Again, I think maybe we needed a Bermejo 1 in 100. I don't know. I wouldn't have bought it, but I think it would have looked nice. Hell, you did it for everything else. Why not? Anyway, new cover set. Even though it doesn't have a logo of its own, I decided to make my own. So, Retrovision. Marvel is doing all these Retrovision covers this month, which are kind of fun, but some are better than others, I will admit. They're basically throwbacks. They look like classic 70s, 80s, whatever. Look like classic covers, but they're on their newer titles in a Retrovision. Get it? All right, cool. All on board now for what we're talking about here with our first one. This is the Valorous? Oh, the Valorous Venom. Yeah, I can't read. Valorous Venom. What's this, Eric Larson? Looks like Larson, doesn't it? Could be. But anyway, you got Doc Ock and you got Venom. A lot of text, because that's how we used to do it back in the day. And this is, again, a Retrovision cover. So looks like an old-timey book. They even add some of the distressing symbols. Oh, there is a symbol up top there. I'll have to go and grab that for the next time out. So I'll go grab that little stamp for the Retrovision, because it's not on all of them. On our little pre-release images that I have access to. So there's our Venom book. Amazing Spidey has got one here. See, the Retrovision is kind of tiny. It's not as cool, so I made my own. But we got this here with Hellgate. We also got the Avengers title giving us one. We got 8 this week, by the way. And I think we're going to be hitting the 20s just before the whole month. But here's our third one. Cool. Cap also giving us one there. So on Cap 1, out of the ice and into the fire. Can't go wrong there. Daredevil. Classic Daredevil there. Looking like the old-timey. You're getting little circles on the side. Fun retro look at Thor. We got the Rainbow Bridge. Remember the Rainbow Bridge? Actually depicted as a rainbow. And that's on that finale for Thor. And then, yeah, that is, well, Wolverines and Deadpools. Sure. They're just all jumping out at us. Give them their little text boxes so we announce all the characters and say, enough said. Yeah. Cool. Throwbacks. And then we also have X-Men. Unto them a revelation. Yeah, kind of like this with the whole, like I said, the distressing and whatnot. I'm on board for more of these. The magic, it looks really nice. I think there's a Psylocke coming that's really nice too. But here we go. This is the first chunk for the month. Next week, we get a handful of issues, a couple on the 16th, another handful on the 23rd, and then wrap it up with one more at the end of the month. But yeah. Oh, Scott Koblish on that Venom, not Larson. Larson's doing one later on in the month. That's why I knew he was doing one. I just was kind of assuming. But anyway, could be fun. Going to do some shorts on those as well. So if you like those, check them out when I drop them on the channel. But as we decide to move towards the end, cheesecake covers. Almost done. We're almost wrapping it up here. We're going to do it in under an hour, I think. So cheesecake covers for the month. What do we got for you? We've only got a couple of titles. Not a lot coming out cheesecake-wise for the month, but this definitely fits the bill because Image is just trying to do, well, basically, they don't even hide it. They're just kind of put it out there. I mean, this Gehenna, if I'm saying it right, there's a contract down on Gehenna, but she's managed to stay alive long enough, yada, yada, yada. Point being, for fans of, like, well, it says Gun Honey and Electra Assassin. So they're just going for the Gun Honey route. And you guys know Gun Honey. That's just basically selling us a lot of cheesecake covers. I don't think I've read a single Gun Honey book, but I have a hell of a lot of those covers because they're pretty good as far as I'm concerned. But I don't know if I really read any, though. Now I'm thinking back. Not sure if I have. But I might give this one a read to see how it is. But we're getting, right now, this doesn't look all that cheesecakey to start. But there's our cover A. We'll get there a little bit further on. So here we go. We're going to get more there with our cover B sitting on the scooter. We got a C cover option here. This is starting to fit more of the bill. You're getting a little bit more of that sort of, I can't think of the old B movie, Roger Corman kind of a thing going on there. And then we do have a, what happened to my transitions? This is a poly-bagged, so this is probably going to be not suitable for all. Maria Levitt. So get that. I think I ordered one of these because I can't help it. I got to get the poly-bag ones too. And then there is a 1 in 25 option here. Man, my transitions just got screwed up there. But with that said, there's your Gehenna #1, Naked Aggression #1. Yeah, you just throw naked in the title and you're going to draw some attention. You're going to get some eyes, and that's going to end you up here in the cheesecake section, along with the Zenoscope stuff. So here we go. Grim Tales of Terror, the Slit-Mouth Woman. I'll leave you there to make your own jokes about that name to begin with, but that is kind of creepy, this cover here. You think with the slit mouth Like, just saying. Then we got some other options here. So we've got this kind of messed up, gives you that kind of Bloody Mary kind of vibe. You ever do that when you were a kid? Say it 3 times in the mirror, then you're really scared to do it. Getting that kind of vibe there. Then we have the Josh Burns option here with the scythe and the whole thing. And then there is a 1 in 20, a naughtier version as well. So if you want to go with that naughtier version, you can get that at your leisure. They're going to be tougher to find, but generally they do have there's a community out there that collects them, so they can command a premium sometimes, not always, but sometimes. So just keep that in mind if you can track one down. With that said, let's just get into some covers as we wrap up the show that I like. So we're just going to go through a handful of books that, again, the covers just kind of caught my eye, and I thought they were worth mentioning, worth noting, worth spotlighting, etc. So with that, let's take a look at some books that I may not buy, or I may, depending on how they look when I go and grab them in person. Starting off with Godzilla Heist number 5. I like the idea of them doing a heist during a Godzilla attack or a fight between Godzilla and Mechagodzilla, but honestly, I haven't read this, so I don't know if the storyline's any good, but the covers have been pretty good here and there, like this one. I like this by Bob Eggleton. Then we have this homage to another heist film, this being Inception, which is a kind of a fun, fun movie to go and do an homage to when you think of heists. Like, this might not be one of your first heist movies, but it was kind of a brain heist that they were doing. I don't know. I liked Inception quite a bit, so I like this poster and the homage here. And you throw Godzilla in the background, it actually kind of works. Spawn. We're going to go over the Spawn universe because I don't read all these Spawn titles, but I'll tell you what, they do covers well. I can say that. So here, Medieval Spawn. I don't know what's going on with Medieval Spawn. I remember Medieval Spawn when it first came out ages and ages ago in the 90s, but this cover's pretty solid by Jonathan Uribe. The B cover's also not bad. So I kind of like that. I mean, I question the fact that there's a dragon involved, but dragons are not actually real. And if we're going back into history, but cool. We're also Spawns aren't real. So I guess a dragon kind of fits. I don't know. But Federico Sabatini, I like the cover. Scorched always has some good stuff here on the covers there. This one by Thaddeus Robeck. And then we have another Sabatini, kind of creepy little creature there on this one. On Scorched. Salmon Twitch. This looks like the cover of a pulp novel that I kind of want to read. I dig it. Marco Fiala. It just looks nice. I don't know. I might have to read this because good detective story could be good. I don't know if anybody who reads these Salmon Twitch books, but if you do, if they're any good, please let me know if I should go back. I don't know, kind of in the mood for a nice buddy cop kind of story with some good detective work. But with that said, there is a B cover here as well, which ain't bad. Kind of like this one. Whatever. I hate mispronouncing names, so I'm just going to keep rolling. Mark Brooks. Giving us Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider. Apparently, it's the end of the line. Don't miss the final issue before a bold new beginning. Issue 75, legacy-wise. All right, cool. But anyway, it's Spider-Gwen. We've had all those bubble helmet space Gwens. Now we just get a regular old Gwen. Still looks nice. As does the Chris Anka that we get on this one, even though it's sideways. I don't like sideways, but it's still a pretty cool cover. So we got that option there on number 15. I'm not a big Power Ranger guy, but I do like some of these covers here. This one by Dan Mora. We're getting the VR Troopers mixed in. Again, not my time, but I know there's a lot of nostalgia for these characters for some of you guys out there. But the cover's nice. I think there's also a version of that. Here's an Elizabeth Torque. Not bad there. And then we got, again, Dan Panosian, a fan. So I'm happy to see Dan Panosian giving us a cover, as well as a 1 in 20 on this one, which is a Virgin version of that, which, again, pretty solid. If I didn't know this was a Power Ranger book, I would probably pick it up. But I haven't seen anything out of Distillery in a while. I've already gotten rid of the oversized section. But some of these covers, this one by Sebastian Fiormora is pretty good on Warm Fusion number 3. So again, this is those oversized, prestige format books that cost a bit extra. They're oversized and everything. Got rid of the oversized section, but here we go. Might have to bring it back if we start getting more Distillery books. This one, here we go. Yep, boom. Pretty cool wraparound cover on that issue 3 by Fiormora. This one also has a solid 1 in 10 by Danny, I think, did this one. Yeah, so it's mostly on the cover, the front cover there, but it is a wraparound as well. So if you want to see the back of it, it does continue the image around. So there you go. But those are not the best of the week. These are my favorites of the week. So agree or disagree, this is what I think. So with that, my favorite covers of the week, first starting off with the incentive cover of the week, is this guy. And you're probably not surprised, as you guys know, I'm a big G.I. Joe Transformer fan, Energon Universe. Yeah, I love this Storm Shadow. So this one, the Francis Portela has been killing it with these, like told you, all these 1 in 10s. I got them all. I can't get enough of them. They're good. So the Storm Shadow, bright white, I dig it. My favorite incentive of the week. And as I mentioned it before, regular cover wise, the Liber Mejo. This one also probably deserved the Virgin cover treatment, but didn't get it. Liber Mejo on this ASM Spidey number 7. Great black cat. Great look at Spidey. I like the building, everything else that goes into it. I'm a fan. So week to week, it's one of 3 guys for me. I mean, Bermejo's been killing it. Panosian's been killing it. And Ivan Talavera have been tops for me lately. With that all said, that's all I got for you. So hopefully after some tweaking and editing, I'm right around an hour. And there we go. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for all the support. I do appreciate it, and I do hope that you guys stick around. I do have some other shows planned for this week. I'm trying to get ahead of things because we have the 4th of July weekend coming up, so I got to get ahead of the Hot 10. I do have a Trading Secrets that I've already done that members have already been able to get a look at. Members will probably get a sneak peek at this for the first time in months because I'll have this done late Sunday night. And I'll also have plans, at least for a Last to Know, I think. I might try to squeeze a Last to Know in on Thursday ahead of the Hot 10 on Friday, if I can get it done. I do have to take off tack again this week, unfortunately, because my son has a swim meet Wednesday night, so I won't be able to make the live show on Wednesday, but the boys will still be going, and they'll still have some more fun stuff for you, and you guys will still see my favorite covers of the week on that show, as well as everything else we have here on the channel. So, with that all said, I'll be back soon with some more content, and I'll see you all later. All right? Bye.